Hi Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. You found my little corner of little corner of YouTube where I talk about my cross stitch show and tell, as I've heard some Flosstubers call it. It's been about 2 weeks since I filmed. It's Friday, April 23rd. It's in the evening. I just thought I'd hop on here while I had a minute or 30. My little baby, my 1-year-old is sleeping, and my 4-year-old is watching a movie with Dad downstairs. So hopefully we won't have any interruptions today. Yeah, so welcome back. If you're new, I hope you like what you see and click the subscribe button. If you're returning, thank you for coming back and watching. I appreciate the comments, and I like sharing, so I don't really, it'd be nice to have subscribers, but I just do this for fun. So I got a nice, very, very nice shout out from Mary Ashcraft lately. I know some of you came over to me from her mention previously, but she shouted me out in her latest video again, and it was just so nice to, to have, she had nice things to say, so I think that's fun. I'm really not very good at being social online, in person, anything, so any kind of little friendship I can gain from this is wonderful. So yeah, thank you, Mary. Thank you for that wonderful shout out. It really did. I was on my way to work, or it was on my lunch break, I think, that I was watching. Oops, sorry if you heard that computer noise, but anyways, I was on my lunch break that I watched your video today, and it just made the rest of my day very happy. So I did want to give a shout out to one newer, I think she's only got like 4 videos or something, newer Flosstube that I started watching recently. Her channel is called Stitching with Janna, or Janna, sorry. I heard her mentioned somewhere, and I don't remember who shouted her out, but I went and checked out her video, and I liked, she has a lot of cute finishes. We kind of stitch a lot of the same things. So if you like my channel, you probably like her channel. So yeah, go check it out. And then Mary did mention a bunch of other Flosstubers on her video today too, so I plan to go check out a lot of those people. I added their videos to my watch list. So I'm a little bit behind on watching videos, unless it's like somebody that I know I really want to check in with, and those kind of move to the top of my list. And then if I have a spare moment, I have a list of people I can watch if I'm like caught up with my regulars, I guess. Anyways, rambling. Not a whole lot of life updates since I filmed last. I honestly, today was my 9th day in a row of working, and so now I have the next 3 days off, which I'm really looking forward to, but I am tired. I don't usually work that many days in a row, but I think it had something to do with being on vacation, and last weekend was my weekend on. So anyways, it's over. I really find a lot of like personal and professional satisfaction from my job, but something's got to change with this schedule. I can't work another 9 days straight. That was rough. So I'm really torn, because I know my husband wants me to look for another position, but I don't want to leave work, just because I really like it. So he's not pressuring me really. He's supportive, but it does cut in on the family time, working the weekends, and I work evenings 1 to 2 nights a week, like a 1 to 9 shift. And so anyways, you're probably not here to hear all that, but if you have any words of wisdom to throw my way, like, for those of you that worked when you had young kids, do you regret it? I gotta ask my mom that. I haven't talked to her lately, but or not in the last couple days, but that's what I remember. She worked a lot when I was a kid, and I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom because my mom was at work, and here I am doing the same thing. But I think it's hard when you're trying to balance, your own. I mean, I went to school for a lot of years to be a nurse practitioner. And anyways, okay. Enough about that. I want to talk about my cross stitch that I've done. So I'll start with a previous quilting finish. This is like one of my earlier quilts. I can't remember the name of the pattern, but it's by a designer called, I think, Stitchery Dickory Dock. I honestly don't know if she's a designer anymore. I made this probably, 7 years ago now. It's all foundation paper pieced, so that's kind of how you get the fun angles. I don't know how good the color's showing up when I play the video back, but it's a little bit washed out right now, but it's basically my wedding colors, purple and orange. And I made this not necessarily for my wedding, but I just made it because it was around the time my husband proposed to me, and from our engagement shoot, we have a picture of me wrapped in the, not me, picture of us wrapped in the quilt. So anyways, it's pretty simple if you understand foundation paper piecing. It wasn't hard. I quilted it on my domestic machine. I think my favorite part is the back. I really like this floral print. It's from Joann's. So I don't know if they still have it there, but honestly, I should go look and see if I can make a project bag out of that. I really, 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 really like the back. So yeah, that's that. And I have one previous finish that I thought I would show just for the heck of it. I think this is called Home or Homegrown, something like that, by It's So Emma, Fat Quarter Shop. This was I think the first pattern in their Stitch Quarterly club. So obviously I stitched it. It's with DMC on this. The fabric is called like wash. I think it's washboard or something like that. By Fabric Flare. And then I just backed it 2 pieces of sticky board. I kind of finished it like the pattern cover photo. My husband made this. He just put a bunch of boards together, 3 boards together, and chalk painted it and sanded it down a little bit to rusticity up. So yeah, but this hangs right by my door, and I like it quite a bit. So that's a previous finish. I stitched that last year. And then I have one thing that I kind of re-FFO'd. So I'm pretty sure I've shown you this as a finish before. I had it, yeah, I did. I had it on like a little white block cube thingy. But I found this barn at Hobby Lobby recently. And so I decided to take this piece off and put it on here. And I just added these little thingies. This is, I think, magneted on. These are hot glued on, but with just like a dab of glue, so I could easily take it off if I want to change it out. But I like this. I'm happier with this finish. This pattern is a Stitching with the Housewives. Ooh, probably honeybee cup or something like that. Came out last summer, I think. Stitched on 14 count chalkboard beta with probably the colorful colors. So that's kind of a FFO, a re-FFO, if you want to call it. I've worked on I've touched a lot of projects since I filmed last, so I have kind of a good bit of whips. A lot of that is in thanks to the group, Semi-Sane Stitchers. There's an event this month called Go Stitch. And basically every day a letter is spun on a wheel, and you stitch a whip or a new start where the pattern name starts with that letter, the letter that's called, and you can call Go Stitch if you don't have a whip with that letter. And so basically you just do a different number of stitches if you stitch the letter versus if you stitch the, if you call ghost stitch. And so I don't usually count stitches, but if I'm doing an electronic pattern, then it's easy to count with Pattern Keeper, so I've been doing that. And some of them I've just been counting the stitches. All of that to say, I do have two, kind of 2.5 finishes that I will show you that are not necessarily related to ghost stitch. One of them you've seen last time. I was close to a finish, and I think I said I was going to finish it that night or something. But this is called Garden Party. It's the warm colorway by Satsuma Street. This was such a fun stitch, like all those colors. It's so bright, and just, I don't know, put me in a good mood every time I worked on it. It's stitched on 25 count mushroom Lugana, 2/2. With a call for DMCs. This is going to be a gift for a friend of mine who her birthday passed. It was April 15th. And I'm trying to decide how to FFO it. I think I'm just going to do it as a wall hanging right now. And I'm trying to decide, she lives in Washington State, so I'm trying to decide if I should mail it to her or I'm going to go there for my brother's wedding, if I should just give it to her at that point or what. But I'm happy with that finish. And I want to do the other colorway here soon. This next one is Stitching with the Housewives series. I can't remember if I showed this. I think I showed the small because I finished the December trucking along small. Here's the pattern. So I got the bigger one finished. Stitched, that was in the Cloud from Fat Quarter Shop. It's stitched on 14 count chalkboard black with the called for DMCs. I kind of set a goal for myself to finish this series before I start the calendar crates because I joined that club as well. I don't know if it's going to happen. I have January, February, March, April, and May. So I have 5 to do, which I'm almost done with January. Actually, here is January's small. Here's the cover photo. January small. I just have a little bit of I'm almost done with this is the bigger piece. I'm cutting, I didn't like, I'm sorry, I kind of got a bad glare. I didn't really like the lamb, the sheep at the bottom, so I just left those off. I saw somebody on Facebook, or Instagram that did that, and so just put a little bit of snow underneath the truck, and so yeah, it'll just be like that. But this, I take this as my like car work project. So anytime I'm like just sitting in my car waiting to go into work, or anytime I'm in my car, I usually will stitch at lunchtime too at work. So that's what I just leave all the stuff in my car and I work on it while I'm at work or on my breaks at work. And so that's kind of how I want to get it done. I might have to, I probably words. I don't know if I'll be able to accomplish my goal finishing that before calendar crates come. So we will see. But I'm still gonna try. Right now I've not lost interest in it, so I will keep working on it until I do lose interest, which hopefully I'll get to power through, but sometimes that doesn't always happen. Okay. On to whips. Sorry, I have kind of a mess here. And if you could see this around me, I'm sure as most Flosstubers know, it just gets kind of chaotic. Okay, so these are my whips in no particular order. I do write down what I work on every day, but I don't think it really much matters what order I show them to you in. So yeah, a lot of these came from, so semi-sane stitchers go stitch. One of the days was an event called Ode to Vowels. And so you, the challenge was to stitch on as many projects as you could in a 24-hour period. The caveat being the project name had to start with a vowel. So I think I got through like 9. Oh, and it was 100 stitches. So that's not very many stitches. I can knock out 100 stitches in 30 to 45 minutes, depending on if it's solid block or confetti stitching, whatever. So that, yeah, I got through 9 projects. I mean, I was off that day. And I think it was a weekday, so my like 4-year-old was in school, so I didn't have to worry about entertaining him. So I don't know. It was a good stitchy day, but that's why I touched most of these whips that I'm going to show you. So hang on, I need a drink. It's tea. I love this mug. I've kind of started to dabble in the Ray Dunn collecting. I'm not going crazy. I'm trying not to go crazy anyways, but I do. This, for whatever reason, this bright, cheery yellow mug makes me happy. And it's kind of ridiculous, but anyways. Okay, so this is a project you've seen before. Autumn Blessing by Waxing Moon Designs. I have the called for, I think it's majority of it's the called for floss, called for colors, stitching it on 16 count ivory Aida. Yeah, so basically 100 stitches. All I did was I put in this sleeve and I finished this sleeve. So see, 100 stitches isn't that much. If I sat and focused on this for a good stitchy day, I could probably finish it. And I want to finish it this season, soon. I want to finish it soon before fall comes. I have months before fall, but this was a Stitch Maynia start last year, 2020. And yeah, so I don't like to have whips that languish, especially if they're smaller and I know I can knock them out, just a matter of making it a priority. So that was one of the Ode to Vowels that I stitched on. I started these 2 for Ode to Vowels. One is for O for Old Glory by Stitching with the Housewives. And one is their USA jar that was released recently. Sorry, I'm not going to insert a picture and I'm trying to wrangle this needle. Okay, so here's both of them. Old Glory is almost done. I just got to fill in the cup. And this is a 16 count chalkboard black, and then this is the USA jar. Sorry, I don't have a picture, but I think it has like a flag and some flowers coming out of it. It says USA on the cup, on the jar. The jar's in like a blue. Go look at Stitching with the Housewives. This is a 14 count data, so they're kind of, and I think the stitch count is the same, so you can kind of see how the like size difference between 16 and 14. The 16 for some reason feels like it's a lot smaller, but I kind of like that it's smaller. So I don't know. Stitch with most of the called for colors. I did just pull from Stash, but I have a good bit of like classic colorworks Stash. So those were part of my semi-sane. And then another A, I worked on, I'm not going to show that yet. I worked on this American Sampler House. This is by, sorry, crinkle, Amy B's, excuse me. Annie B's Folk Art. This was a recent expo release. Stitching it on the, this is all I got. This is like 200 stitches. Stitching it on Icelandic. It's a 28 count Lugana. Hold please, I'll get the card out. Ice Blue Lugana 28 count, a 9x13 cut that I got from Southern Stitchers Co. I just pulled floss from stash, but that's the colors. So yeah, that one, all it is just the bottom. So hardly like anything really to see. If I once again sat down and put a couple days into it, it wouldn't take me that long. But so many projects, so little time. Another one I've shown a lot here lately is this April Dolce Dormire by Madame Chantilly. Stitching it with the called for, oh, I've taken out some of the floss, but called for DMCs. And I think I honestly don't know what I did. Maybe the carrot since I last showed you. I don't know. No, I filled in the grass. Some of the grass for 100 stitches. So this is on a piece of, it's a 32 Lugana Be Stitch Me in the colorway Sand Dollar, I think. Oh, I'm not going to finish that one this season. Just say it now. What else? Oh, this was also Ode to Vowels. This is in Just Cross Stitch magazine. I don't remember what issue. It was a issue from last year, maybe the fall-ish time frame. Just Cross Stitch last year. It's a Carolyn Manning design. It's called Autumn Meditation. I'm stitching it with the called for Fancy Floss, Classic Colorworks, on a piece of Be Stitch Me Lemon, 28 or 32 count Lugana. So that was that. Oh, sorry. Okay. Then I think this was one of the last ones for Ode to Vowels, Easter Bird by Heart and Hand. So this was a new start, and I suck at putting it in the middle of the fabric, but that's all I did. I just outlined the bird. But look, no border here, too much border here. I don't know what I was thinking or why I didn't measure better, but thank God I stitch in hand, and I don't have to worry about putting it in a Q-snap, and I mostly finish my own stuff because that's probably going to be a pillow with just how little margin I left. Stitching it with just DMs or Fancy Floss from my stash. Okay, this last piece was also from Ode to Vowels, but I saved it for last because I'm trying to decide what to do. And a Forest Grew by Rosewood Manor. This is my tiny bit of progress. I think I basically put in the bird, a little bit of the bird. I started this tree, I put in those little birds. Okay, it's stitched 1/2 on 36 count. I think this is Tycho by Picture This Plus. With the called for DMC, which is a whole lot of DMC. But what my contemplation or discussion is Maynia. I am not gonna, last year I started 30 3 or something projects, basically one a day. Some days I started more than one, obviously. I'm not doing that this year. I could. I have enough projects kitted up that I could start a new one every day, but I don't want to do that. I want to finish some stuff, put a lot of time into something. So I'm thinking about doing a Maynia with this and a forest screw piece. Because I think it would be pretty interesting to see how far I could get by just stitching on one thing every night. Probably not totally monogamous because I still would keep with my like lunchtime car ride housewife stitching. But I don't know if I could commit to one project for the entire month, you know? I mean, this piece probably has enough going on that it wouldn't get boring, but I get a lot of I get some satisfaction in finishing things. So going a whole month without actually finishing anything would probably drive me nuts. And I think my favorite part of like working towards a finish is color completing, and I wouldn't be able to color complete with this, but that really helps me feel like I'm making an accomplishment on something, as if I can work on a project and complete the color, which I think you can only really do that with smalls. I'm not a Hayes stitcher, so I guess you could do that with Hayes, but I don't know. I've been watching other YouTubers, Flosstubers, talk about their Maynia plans, and I kind of thought about hopping on board with Mary's Our Forest Maynia plan. Because I have both the coffee and the tea sampler, and I have a couple other, like 3 other kits from Owl Forest. So I could do that. I could, like, on the week only stitch on And a Forest Grew, and on the weekends start a new Owl Forest. I'll do that. One weekend, the weekend that we're gone, that kind of throws off my plans, because we go to my brother's wedding in Washington, and I already know the project I'm going to bring for that is the modern folk embroidery style, because yes, it's on a small count, it's on a 36 count, but it's only one color of floss, and I could outline like the border, if I just need to pick up the needle and I can't, I'm kind of, I guess, thinking about stitching on the airplane, and I need something that's easy to pick up and put down when I'm trying to wrangle kids on an airplane. And just if I'm going to be visiting with family, it just seems like a good project. Anyways, rambling. So I'd be curious what your thoughts are. I mean, does anybody that watch me a monogamous stitcher or monogamous-ish stitcher? How do you not get bored? Okay, 4 more whips, and then a little bit of 5 more whips, and then a little bit of haul. I'm losing steam. I'm getting tired. Okay, this I worked on for N, because N was called one day, November Cottage. As you probably have heard if you are a returning viewer, I was in the club from Happy Little Stitch Shop, where she sent out one a month with the called for DMCs along with the pattern. I'm stitching it on 32 count white chocolate linen by Witchell, with the called for DMC. So I really like the colors in this. I am almost done with this series. I have November, December, January left. So once I finish the Housewives trucks, this is going to be my next car project if I don't get the urge bug to finish it sooner than that. Okay, next, I didn't put a whole lot of stitching into this one, probably only 200 stitches because I think I used it for the letter S, Strawberry Fields Forever. I also started this as part of Situation Normal's and she's doing it with somebody else. I can't remember their name though. Part of their a Stitch Along Strawberry Pickin' Sal, I think, 2021 Strawberry Pickin' 21 Sal, something like that. Stitched with DMC from, not DMC, Floss from Stash, some DMC, on 28 count Amazing Gray, which this linen creases so easy, and I think I'll be able to get those out. You stretch it good enough, I hope. But yeah, that's as far as I got. I think that was done. I think I extended this border. I started outlining the house. I started filling in the gray there. Okay, next. Sorry, I gotta put this stuff away. The next one, letter that was called is T for turkey. And that's this Turkey Bay. Again, not a whole lot of progress because it was only like 200 stitches, so I just added this flower. This is Turkey Bay by Plum Street. I have the called for fancy floss. On 28 count China Pearl, I think it's called, by Witch Elf. So yeah. I'm off in my counting over here somewhere. I don't know what happened. I think everything's like shifted over, and I hope it'll work out okay. Because I can't, one, I'm not going to unpick that. I don't know where I messed up, but I think it's spaced out enough that it shouldn't be too big of a deal. But isn't that just annoying when you get off count? Yes, it's annoying. Okay, 2 more wins. But you know, see, I told you I touched a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Okay, this was for G. This is an Ink Circles piece called Green Damsel for G. Yeah, G for Green Damsel. Stitch. That's all I got as far as I got. I think that's 200-ish stitches. I'm just using these Flower Silk by Stitchy Box silks that I was in their club for a little bit. And what's nice is it only calls for 3 colors, this piece. I don't want to pop in a picture. Green Damsel by Ink Circles. If you watch what's their name? Sunshine Stitchers. One of them was stitching it. They showed it recently on their Flosstube. Yeah. Okay, last whip. I stitched on this partly for Go Stitch, and then partly because I kind of wanted to pick a piece to focus on for a finish. So about halfway through the month, I decided to work on this for the letter L, and then I just kind of decided I should get it done. I don't know if that happened. Liberty Lane by Country Cottage Needleworks, stitching it with Priscilla Blaine's color conversion. I've made a lot of decent progress. Stitched on 25 count Lugana mushroom. So yeah, I think since you last saw this, I got the bunting, I got the houses outlined, I got the trees done. So this is what I'm talking about, like color completing, is I can go through the pattern and like I finished the green and I'm done with the yellow, and the next color I'm working, and I finished this color, which is Old Money by Classic Colorworks, and next I'm working on finishing Muddy Puddle. And so that kind of to me feels like a mini, not a finish, but like a goal, a mini goal to kind of work towards on the bigger pieces, is that whole color completing thing. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. I don't know where I was going with that. Hopefully next time I tune in, which would be Yeah, probably the first weekend of May. Hopefully that'll be a finish. Okay, almost done. I have a little bit of haul. I've been trying to cut back on the spending. Haven't been doing a great job. I've been doing better. I don't just buy everything in sight at once. So. Anyways, I am in. I don't know if it's a club. So Much to Love project bag for April. I get one every other month. Look away if you don't want to be spoiled. This was April's. It's cute. It's a little bit like cutesy. I don't know. Not that I don't like it, but I think I'm not going to stay in the club. Our project bags are great. I guess I just feel like it's one place that I could cut spending a little bit. Because the club it's $50 something a bag. And you get like, it also came with this cute pattern. I don't know if I'll stitch that, but it's cute. Came with some tea, came with some jelly beans. And it usually comes with like a little something extra. So in this time it came with this pretty cute little, what's this called? Floss something. So you could tie your floss there. But I don't know if I'm going to keep this club. You have to think about it. Next. There's a bunch of patterns that I got from various shops. So Madame Chantilly, this was a new release, and you know I'm a sucker for Madame Chantilly. Spring Corner, obviously too late to start for this spring, but gosh darn it, that's cute, and I hope this is a series. That came from Fat Quarter Shop. What else? This also Baltimore Shop box. I'm sure you've seen this by with a needle and thread. Came from Fat Quarter Shop. I was enabled by Brenda and the Cereal Starter. They showed this floral motif sampler by the Scarlet House. So I went to Garon Stitchery and bought the pattern. And most of the floss, I think they didn't have like 2 maybe. And then I also got, they have a lot of berries. So I got these 2 berries by Eric Michaels. No, I've never stitched a berry. Yes, I am confident I could finish it like that. I'm just gotta stitch it. Blackbird's new, not new, re-release of Souvenirs of Summer. Nothing like screams to me start right away. I like everything in here. Here's all the ones in here. I just bought this because by all the Blackbirds. I do really want to stitch that one. I like this one. I do like that one. Just, you know, one color. I don't like that color, and I like this one. I don't care too much for the submarine, and this is pretty, but meh, doesn't get me going. But yeah, I might start something from that soon. And then I'm in Crazy Annie Stitchin' as a club for this series, Cottage Garden, A Time for All Seasons. This is a monthly series. So this is March. And I actually want to kind of start this one and stitch it up right away. It came with the floss, came with the fancy floss and not the DMC. She usually calls for a couple fancy floss and then the rest is DMC. And I have the linen to cut up and stitch this. And I think I want to start this sooner rather than later. The other 2, the first one was like a snowman, which I really liked. February was like a heart with a bird, which was meh. I'll still stitch it, but I'm not dying to stitch it. And this bird one I really like. I want to kind of stitch that sooner rather than later. Everything I want to stitch sooner rather than later. And then these 2 came from Happy Little Stitch Shop. This American Sampler by Plum Street. I'm all about the Americana right now, apparently. This thing is ginormous. 227 by 189. I liked the saying, give me a calm and thankful heart, from every murmur free. The blessings of thy grace impart, preserve our liberty. It says Sic semper tyrannis, which probably means something. Thus always to tyrants. I don't know what that means. I'll have to ask my husband. But it's just pretty. And there's a lot of little things to look at. That grass would be a beast. Whew. Beast. And then, I don't know, this was just spoke to me. Smith Sampler by the Scarlet House. This thing's also huge. But I've seen some people on Flosstube show it, stitched, and it's gorgeous. My taste is really changing because probably 3 or 4 months ago I would have looked at this and been like, yeah, it's pretty, but I'm never going to stitch that. And now I'm like, I want to start this. But yeah. I got some fabric. So Crazy Annie Stitching, Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month Club. This is February's, I think. Maybe it's March. I think it's February. Yeah, February 2021. Cottage Stone. They're behind. It's fine. And then this really bright blue Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers linen, 36 count linen. April's fabric of the month. It's Rockin' Robin. It is not that neon, but it is very, very bright. I don't know what I will stitch on this, but I'm excited to find something. That's it. I'm tired. My plans. So I was thinking I had 2 weeks until May, but I just have 1 week until May. So I think I am actually going to do that monogamish mania. I guess that's Stitch Sania, like what Lindy Stitches coined that term. So I probably will stitch on all the freaking trees during the week, and then maybe start an owl forest on the weekend, or whenever the heck I feel like it. Maybe put a few good days into And a Forest Grew, and then I'll have that little interlude when we go to the wedding. Yeah, I'm just kind of rambling out loud. I stitch what I want when I want, except for, you know what else is one of the events in Stitch Semi-Sane Stitchers is Ancient History or Stitch on Your Oldest Whip or something like that. And that is something my oldest whip is Halloween Sampler by Cottage Garden. Ooh, I should have pulled it. Anyways, I've shown it before. It's the one that's like the ABCs, and A is for something Halloween related, B is for something Halloween related. There's like a Christmas one too. She released a more recent Halloween one. Anyways, that's my oldest whip. I started that early 2020, and I want to finish that this year. So I might stitch on that too. So that really wouldn't be a monogamania, but I'm basically not participating in Mania this year. I'm gonna stitch what I want when I want. I've been rambling too much. I don't really have anything else to say. I went through all my plans. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you liked what you saw. Go ahead, leave me a comment. Follow me on Instagram. It's the same name, Mandy Needs Stitches. I'm not great about posting on there, but I like to follow people and like their stuff. Yeah, so thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate your time, and go. It's 24 hours of cross stitch weekend, so go and stitch your heart's desire. Because I'm not getting 24 hours in, but I'll try my darndest. Yeah, so happy stitching, everybody. Have a good night.